Hi guys, I am going to do the New Year Reborn tag. I have got Mr. Popper here. My son kind of goes back and forth between Popper and Potter, like Popper from Mr. Popper's Penguins or Potter from Harry Potter. First off, Potter is wearing a really sweet Children's Place coverall or overall that are short. He's got these little socks on and just a white t-shirt. They're 3 to 6 months, so they're a little big for him, but they still look really sweet on him. And he's got his cute little bunny lovey that my mom actually bought for my son for his baby. And if you notice from my daughter's video, he actually has my daughter's doll's pacifier. She gave it to my son because we are going through, both their dolls have the same polarity for pacifiers, and we were going through my pacifiers that I have for my real cares, and it turns out they're all the same polarity. So all the dolls have the same polarity for magnets, and she really wanted the Hello Kitty one that I believe Angela sent me, and she had the exact same pacifier when she was little, so I gave that one to her for her baby. So then she decided to give this one to my son, because my son really liked it. It's got like little birds on it, but my son just absolutely loves this pacifier. So my daughter was kind enough to give it to him, and so he had 2, so she picked out another one for her. So they both have 2. But I am going to get into these questions. So, number 1, what are your goals for the New Year's with your Reborn hobby? Number 1, my goals are to get the Dark African Boy Real Care 2 Plus sold, and try to get my full body silicone sold. And then I would really love to purchase an actual Reborn for myself. I am really in love with Maisie. Or not Maisie, well, I do love Maisie. But Maddie has really spoken to me, Maddie Brown, and so I've been kind of keeping an eye on a few of her that are within my price range, and I love that she's a bigger baby. She'll be fun to dress. I found one that the seller has it dressed as a girl, but I am really wondering if I can message the seller and see about she can take pictures of it dressed as a boy, because even I showed it to Crystal, and Crystal was like, yeah, I think that's the issue. So I might do that, but I'm hoping to bring Maddie into my collection. I still will have my Real Cares in neonates. So I'll still have them, but I would like to have a Reborn. Are there any new artists you'd like to add to your collection? Well, right now I don't really have any Reborns myself, so I'd really like to add Maddie Brown. New sculpts or old sculpts you hope to acquire. Once again, Maddie. Can you see yourself adding new dolls and growing your collection, or are you downsizing your collection, or are you just trying to maintain and care for what you have? I'm kind of adding and downsizing at the same time. I sold my Hispanic Real Care 2 Plus girl. I have my Dark African Real Care 2 Plus boy for sale. I've toyed with the idea of switching the electronics and making my Native American boy a Real Care 2, and then selling my turning the Caucasian female that I have into a 3, and then selling her. I've been trying to sell my full body silicone, because having cats that just collects hair, and she's very heavy, so like going on an outing I need to take my stroller with, and going by yourself and doing all the stuff, and like when I go on outings with her, I'm going in and out of stores. I'm not really, like if I was meeting someone, say, at the outlet mall, and I'd be there for a few hours and going in and out of stores at the outlet mall, that would be more doable. But like now when I do outings, I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to Target, I'm going down to the strip mall that has like Carter's and stuff in it, but they're not near each other, so you have to drive from store to store. So it gets a lot of in and out with the stroller and everything. So she's just really heavy for me, and I'd really like, even a good-sized Reborn wouldn't be as heavy as her. She is really heavy. Number 2, do you plan to add a different kind of doll to your collection this year? Like a Blythe doll, a Barbie doll, a Bratz, classic doll from your childhood, like a Cabbage Patch or Made in Alexander. I personally like this Reborn right here is my son's. My daughter has one. I don't have an actual Reborn doll. I have one kit that's put together that is not Reborn. And I have my Real Cares and Neonates. I also have my full body silicone, like I mentioned, that I'm trying to sell. And then I have Ashton Drake doll that my daughter sometimes takes. So adding the Reborn would be adding a different kind of doll to my collection, so to speak, even though I've had them in the past. But I also have like American Girl dolls. I don't really collect Barbie dolls. There's a few cloth body dolls that I thought are cute. I really do like the cloth body Cabbage Patch dolls, the softies, but my kids are afraid of them. I don't know why. I'd love to add one of those. Oh, here comes Teffy. Teffy, you need to get off my paper. Thank you. So, okay, we're on number 3. What sculpt surprised you this year? Good or bad way, and why? Teffy, please get off of him. There you go. Really? I had seen a few prototypes of Maddie, and I wasn't sure because of the size. Really, Teffy? Really? You need to lay down with him? Okay. I fell in love with Maddie, and I say that kind of surprised me. Well, I do like the Saskia sculpt, and I know people that have him and just love him. I loved Liam when Liam came out, but the more I saw Liam's, I just fell more out of love with Liam. I did not like, Levi. I know there's lots of people out there that were just head over heels for Levi. So, honestly, like Bonnie Brown kits, they were kind of hit or miss for me, and the way that I've fallen for Maddie has been a huge surprise for me. She came out the end of last year, and now you're starting to see more and more of her. So I'm still back. I'm stuck on Maddie right now. I like the good size dolls. My kids came out as big babies. My son was 10'9", my daughter was 8'8". My son never really wore newborn clothes. My daughter barely wore newborn clothes as well, so I prefer bigger babies. I do not really care for personally like preemies. Newborns are eh. I prefer like the 3 months and up, 0 to 3 months and up. Also because of clothing size. I find newborn and preemie, you're very restrictive of clothing. When you start getting in 0 to 3 months and up, even buying like sale clothes, you find more of them. So personally, I like the bigger babies. So we're going to go on to number 4. Is there a forever baby or a dream baby in your list or in your collection? With my neonates and baby think-it-overs, the neonates that I currently have are all forever babies. They all have special meaning to me. Skylar, my husband got me, was my first neonate baby think-it-over. Tiffany, my best friend, bought me. And then Kayana and Yukito, both were Cynthia babies. And then I have Ming, my electronic neonate. So I'm getting rid of, there is one that will be going to my friend Heather later this year, and there will be a surprise with that. Heather from the meetup, for those that watched our meetup videos when Crystal and I went to Mall of America. And we met up with my friend Heather too. As of right now, aside from the possibility of selling my Caucasian Real Care, I'm going to keep my light African male. I'm going to keep my native boy, and I'm going to keep my Japanese girl. Those are for sure keepers. So, and then I hope to get, if I can get my Generation 6 or original Real Care working, the Caucasian other Real Care that'll turn into a 3 that I contemplated selling, I can sell her. I don't want more than one of each race and sex in my collection. It's pretty much where I'm going with that. And number 5, how do you think the hobby has changed since you first entered or joined it? Bonus. What is your favorite show? Oh, that's a bonus question. How has it changed? There's a lot more cattiness. There's a lot more... First of all, babies are more realistic now, like with the painting. Back when I started in the hobby, artists were going to Walmart and buying paint, like what kind of paint is it? Basically like crafting paint. You can go to Walmart for 88 cents for a little jar or a little container of paint. That's what they used to paint the babies. They would get Ritz dye and put it inside the vinyl, which turns out after about a year or so it turned the vinyl completely purple, because they would do the undertone inside the vinyl and purple wash the inside. Then they would use, like, the blushing would be acrylic paint, I believe is what it is. And then they would get like this paint that was meant for glass, that kind of had a glossy tone to it for like lips and fingernails. You could buy all your supplies at Walmart. You could do one-stop shopping. There wasn't a whole lot of detail put into it. There wasn't rooting. Typically, they just slapped like a cheap wig on it and called it good. And they would go into Walmart and buy the baby. It all was, you basically bought everything at Walmart. You buy the poly pellets at Walmart. You buy the stuffing at Walmart. You would just buy the baby in the doll section and just strip its paint off and then buy the rest of the stuff. Everything could be bought at Walmart. Now, you pretty much can only buy your paintbrushes at Walmart and maybe some of, like the varnishes. But other than that, it's either air dry paints or heat set paints. They're more artistic type paints. There's more detailing. I mean, like, I don't know if you can pick up with the light, like the little dots on him and some of the veining. There was no veining. You basically, it was a lot different then. And there wasn't, like I said, no rooting. So the realism in kits, like I said, you go in and buy a play doll and strip all the paint off and repaint it. So, oh, now we got Jack over here. Okay, you're going to bite her, so get up here. There you go. So, there's that. There's more realistic kits. There's more realistic and detailing of the painting. There's more hours put into them. On the flip side, because bigger artists and very well detailed artists that make thousands of dollars are able to get that like good artists, you've got some people that come into the hobby thinking they can make thousands of dollars on one, or $1,000 on one doll, and they've only been reborning for less than 6 months. Are there the few people out there that are very artistic and in a few months can pick up the hobby and do amazing work? Yes. But to be brutally honest, for the most part, no. It takes quite a few years. Like even Crystal has said, you know, she looks back at her first Reborn, and when she finishes a current one, like she can see a world of difference. And she's been doing it years. But I've seen, there's more people out there that think they can make a quick buck on Reborns. So they order all the paints and then they try to sell, like buy Bountiful Baby Kit, inexpensive, buy pretty much everything through Bountiful Babies, which I'm not knocking Bountiful Babies. I'm glad we have them. It's, they think they can buy the stuff and then turn around and sell the doll for $1,000 and it's their first doll. So there's that, because a lot of people, when they came out, even like buying the Walmart stuff, their first few dolls they either kept or gave away as gifts. I don't remember any out of the gate Reborn artists back in the day that their first few Reborns. Like I remember on Doll Fam, people would, oh, I just got into the hobby, look at my doll, this is the first one I've done. And people would kind of critique it. And like, oh, this is amazing, oh, this is great. And someone could be a little bit harsher with the critiquing, but very rarely did they come out swinging and hit a home run. Also, because of the price of them, there's more scammers out there. There's counterfeiting out there. Like, you can't even go on Facebook Marketplace without a scamming website trying to get you to buy. Like, they're showing videos and stuff that they steal from YouTube and are trying to get you to buy. Think you're buying this full body silicone for $40 when if you actually get something, it's a pile of poo. But it's nothing what the video shows, because the video shows a nicely done silicone, full body silicone, and what you get is a cheap knockoff vinyl that like the head is caved in because the vinyl's so thin. So there's more of that kind of going around. There's more cattiness. There was people that were too big for their britches back then, but it seems like the ones that are too big for their britches now are more apparent and more out there, and they want to attack because they have a bigger following on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Some of them will get their followers to do the attack while they sit back and like, oh, I didn't do anything type thing. So there's a lot more like cattiness and stuff like that than there was before. So yeah, there's been a lot of changes in the hobby. I also see more younger kids. Back when I started, I was considered one of the youngest people on Doll Fan, and I was like 21. Now you go to Doll Fan and it's full of like 12-year-olds to 18-year-olds. And there's very few older collectors. Also being there's YouTube now, or like Instagram. I don't see, I loved this back in Doll Fan days and Doll Chatter days, which I don't even think Doll Chatter's open anymore. People would like take their Reborn doll and like they'd post it, take a picture, and they do fun stories with the dolls, where I don't really see that much anymore. Like I had Hemi that was a child-sized doll, so I would take pictures of her like pretending like I'd make a scene, like I'd get some fluff, some polyfill, and some like cotton balls and have her dressed up like she was playing in the snow. Or I had a play kitchen because I babysit my cousin, so I do like a little storyboard of her playing or making food. Teffy, really? So, I mean, I don't see any much of that anymore, because on YouTube it would be more of a stop motion thing, which takes lots of time to do. Or it would be a stop motion type thing. You really can't do the pictures because clearly they're not really moving. She's going to suffocate this poor baby. And then the bonus question is, what is your favorite video to watch? So I don't know if this is like YouTube in general or what, Reborn related or not. I've been watching... I watch some YouTube channels for Reborns and such, but I typically watch lately, I think it's called the channel has something with wonderful in it. It's a family in New York that has 6 kids, all under the age of 6. And kind of their life struggles. They've got a couple special needs kids. There's Fathering Autism, who has a daughter who is autistic. I watch a little bit of multiplayer, more just the Sims multiplayer videos, because I don't have a computer that handles the Sims anymore. I'm hoping to upgrade and be able to do that and play the Sims, but right now I can't, so I have to watch other people play the Sims. Reborn wise, I watch Crystal, I watch Kylie. Who else is there? There's a few more that I can't think of the channels off the top of my head. Oh, there is Phil and Alex that I watch. So I'm kind of all over the place. I don't watch as much YouTube as I did before because I just don't have the time like I did. Like honestly, my DVR from the shows I watch on TV, there's times that I don't even get to any of those shows till like Friday, Saturday night. So that's all I do Friday night and Saturday night is clear out my DVR so I'm ready for the next week. So that leaves little time for YouTube. I try to make videos when I can now. It's just being involved with the PTA. Life has been hectic, so I'm either doing stuff at the school. My kids are riding the bus, so that frees up a little bit more time, so I'm not at the school all day, every day. But since school got back in session from Christmas break, we're busy with Valentine's Day stuff, we're busy with book fair stuff, we're busy with getting different projects done for the school. So my friend and I will typically meet and either go shopping, we'll go hang out. In fact, this past week, we took a day, just us a day. We went down to Austin, we went to Costco, we went to Bye Bye Baby. No, I did not buy anything at Bye Bye Baby. I looked around, there was a few things I would like to buy, but I didn't buy anything while we were there. And then we went to Costco, Sam's Club, H-E-B, which is our local grocery store, Randall's, which is a Safeway grocery store, and we did a lot of shopping. We kind of filled the back of her Traverse. We got back to her husband, or their house, and her husband's like, holy crap, did you two rob the stores while you were at it? Because we literally filled the back of her SUV. But it was such a fun day just to take us time and go shopping. The reason why we went to Bye Bye Baby is her niece is actually pregnant, and she's going to be purchasing the travel system for her niece. So we went to Bye Bye Baby to see what she liked and what she didn't like, what gadgets she liked on it, which features, which car seat, which stroller. Like, Bye Bye Baby has such a big selection that I'm like, that's going to be your best bet. You can look on other sites to find it cheaper, but to actually get in and touch them, play around with them, fiddle around with it, do this, do that, like hands-on stuff, which is what she needed, that was the best place to go. So we were actually there quite a while. I found out there is a bunch of second-hand stores in the Austin area that once her niece finds out what she's having, we are going to go shopping. And I already told her, I'm going to let my crazy out this time, depending on prices of stuff for my babies. Being we're in a smaller area, I did downsize my clothes when we moved, so I'm kind of more confined in baby clothes. But if I find something like a name brand I love, I probably will get it if she's not picking it up for her niece. So that's kind of a plan of ours. So just been busy with my friends. Okay, we're done with that. We don't need to do that on video, Teffy. There, you can lick your leg. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!